Alright guys, welcome to our Blue Makeup number 4 on iOS. My name is Peter Canifit Hunnell. We'll be getting started shortly with our first match of the day. But before we do, let's check who we've got playing for us and with us today. So, coming in as our number 1 seed will be ANG Blue. You can see have already got a bye through to the first round because we've got 10 teams playing today. Armstrong will be going up against Old Glory, which is definitely not a match I would envy anybody. The Iraq team will be taking on Dramas. Rainbow will be going up against Mon Trax in our first feature match of the day. And we've got Supreme and Damaris competing to then go on and face off against Good Game themselves. We will be getting straight into our first lobby in just a few moments. As always, we will have our usual giveaways and all those kind of good things once we get stuff underway. Yes, I can see there's a lot of Spanish fans in the chat. I will do my best to throw my Spanish phrases out there for you guys' enjoyment. Hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Yes, we will be right back as soon as the players are ready with our opening match of the day. We'll be right back, volvemos enseguida. guys, welcome to the stream proper, as it were. We head on to the rooftops for our first encounter between our number 3 seed Rainbow from Iraq taking on our number 6 seed Mon Trax from the US of A. First blood will fall to Rainbow, playing it over on the blue with a nice swift snipe from Ari. In our finals a little bit earlier today, we saw teams manage to dominate by holding on to the rooftops, but it is relatively exposed up there under the right circumstances, and Rainbow actually managing to punish Mon Trax relatively well. Karen does manage to at least get some kills back for them, and actually is going off pretty crazy. Does get taken out on the backside, but Karen so far keeping the USA team's hopes alive. The giveaway is currently in progress on Twitch at the moment, so hashtag quarter in over there. As wow, I think Karen got literally all of the kills on the Mon Trax team so far. Jeez. Well, the rest of the Mon Trax crew are going to need to step up if Mon Trax are going to stand any chance in our opening competition. Certainly Rainbow, to get the number 3 seed, must have done pretty well in other tournaments. We'll see how it goes. Oh boy, I wish I knew more Spanish phrases, because you guys are talking a lot of Spanish in the Facebook chat, and I'm getting like little bits and pieces of what people might be talking about, but I'm still so far off being able to even begin to get the gist of a conversation. Fugoth does find the Mon Trax crew trying to make their way into the lower bounds of the level. I think Mon Trax were actually down a player for a little while back there as well. But they seem to be catching up a little bit. Dulzy, who of course we've seen around a whole heck of a lot, rocking the recon and putting those boots to metal. Nice double play there for Mon Trax to keep themselves going. From a very, very rough start to the game. Let's see, so who are the big players? It's going to be Fugoth, Ari, and Heza. Currently 5-1. Really impressive stuff. You can tell by the accuracy, Heza not hesitant to drop down as many shots as is needed to land the kill. Samuel P, 1122. How's it going over on the Twitch page? Thank you for your entry. I think, yes, Ramses 493. Thank you for entering in as well. We'll draw the Twitch giveaway once we get past the first round of competition and into those quarters. It's looking fairly one-sided so far, which is what we would have expected as this early on in the competition. These kind of brackets are set up in such a way as to make sure that the most competitive matches are at the later stages of the tournament. So Mon Trax struggling under the pressure, and Rainbow honestly not giving them very much time to breathe at all. Still, Mon Trax, despite the relative hopelessness of their case, as we cross the halfway mark, and Rainbow have almost finished the game already, the 50 kill score limit beckoning. Mon Trax still seem to be putting up a pretty fierce fight. Maybe they need to hold on to their energies for game number 2. Since now the game's a bit more underway, it's certainly seeming a lot more even, but I don't see there being any way Mon Trax will catch up at this point. Still, IC3, right place at the right time, manages to catch the Rainbow team at transitioning to upstairs, and Mon Trax are picking up a hell of a lot of kills in a hurry. IC9 able to sneak, IC3 managed to get through to the back lines and really catch Rainbow napping. But as I said, it is way too late in the game. Samuel P, he was Samuel. I do agree that is a name that is way too long, as Rainbow take the first point today. Poof. So, well played by Rainbow, very dominant from the off, but also we have to recognize that Mon Trax came back big time. I think Heza is going to be the standout player there, though. 13-1. Oh boy, that is crazy. Of course, the rest of the team are all with strong performances as well, but to only die once in a team deathmatch, ay, that is crazy. Alright guys, we'll be popping ourselves to a small break. Twitch giveaways, as I said, still in progress, and we'll be back in 7 minutes or less with more Modern Combat 5. guys, sorry about the delay there. We're into our second match between Rainbow and Mon Trax, this time heading onto the construction site to see if the Iraqi team at Rainbow can continue their show of domination. Last time round, Mon Trax were put behind by a very intense early game showing out of Rainbow. With Rainbow actually only having 3 players connected, this could be a very good opportunity for Mon Trax to try and leverage that numbers advantage and seize their chance to get back into this series. Yes, thank you guys for keeping me company over on the Twitch page. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think I've actually seen someone do that before. So heads are shooting between the slats there. Yeah, really, that's really cool to see that people are always finding new ways to get the very slight edge that they need, and Hez is doing very well, 3-0 so far. Shovel06, is this ESL just sniper or what? Well, there have been some nerfs recently to the sniper because Gameloft are aware of how ubiquitous the various forms of sniper rifle are, but I think given that people are so used to playing with them, a relatively small nerf like they've received won't be enough to stop people from just continuing to use them. Even if there are some other viable options now, I think people are just used to playing with sniper rifles, so I think it would take some very serious nerfs to snipers before people stopped using them. Yes, it's I believe the lack got well, I'm certain the lack got nerfed. I can't remember exactly how, but I think it's a rate of fire or I think it was a rate of fire nerf. So I don't think it's so much that the not wanting people to use snipers, it's I think trying to promote some sort of weapon variety. Because if everybody's using snipers all the time, then it's, there's less tactical variety in the game. And I personally think it's a good thing if we get a good mix of players. Can you still use the Oni in ESL? Let's have a look. I'm just going to try and make sure I got it right myself. Let's see. So, I believe Oni is permissible. Yes, it's not banned out in the restrictions. Only Paragon and Kimono are. So you might catch a glimpse of the new Scavenger and Kanata armors on display, though I haven't spotted any as of yet. But hey, Rainbow, despite being down 3 against 5, are still doing extremely well for themselves. Ari able to duck and dive, get behind their target, but the numbers game coming into play. Let's see, who's picking up the most kills? It's going to be Karen once again. Karen was the player for Mon Trax who was doing the best in game number 1 and is the same here. But it looks like the rest of the Mon Trax crew are able to pick up some of the slack, or perhaps they hadn't before. Rainbow, though, honestly, it's amazing that they're able to just to keep up with such small numbers. I think Mon Trax are trying to engage Rainbow at range, which I think doesn't really take advantage of that overwhelming numerical advantage. Yes, Kanata is the new ninja, so I think maybe not everybody's got it unlocked as of yet, but it looks pretty sweet. Shovel, thank you for your thank you for helping out there as well. Chino Log, if you want to join these games, you can head on to, actually I'll just grab a link for you. I'll throw it over on the Facebook page. If you'd like to join a future tournament, just head to play.eslgaming.com/Modern Combat and you can sign up as long as you can get a team. If you would like to, if you don't have a team, just let me know on one of the chats and I'll put the Discord. Actually, no, I might as well just put the Discord link around for the ESL Modern Combat Discord, and if you go in there, you can go into the looking for groups. And find yourself some comrades. Yes, that's the Modern Combat 5 ESL Discord is the primary one for use to do with these tournaments. So yeah, just drop on by and find yourself some buddies. Samuel P, you wanted to do ESL but got kimono and saw it was banned about 3 months ago. Like, you just not wear kimono. Maybe I'm missing something there, Samuel P. And you can enlighten me. Do you not have other armors you could wear? Ah, you're only half done with Oni. Well, fair enough. Personally, I think you should just go half-dressed into battle. Aha! Yes, I had thought that Rainbow might be able to pick up some of their missing players as this went along, but it looks like it's not been the case. Mon Trax have finally been able to put down enough pressure to get themselves a substantial lead, ahead by 5, less than a minute left to play. Karen, still one of the big scorers, but, oh, actually, I tell a lie, it's VD, 7-0 so far, does just receive their first death the moment we start looking at them, but nonetheless, still an incredibly strong performance from VD on the lack. Fujiwara, not a big fan of the snipers. Well, we'll see how things end up shaking out. It may turn out, because the thing is, in the monthly finals, which are the very highest level of competition, there is more variety because the teams are trying out new things. But for now, it's 1-1 Mon Trax versus Rainbow. I'm just going to let our admins know. We will be going to a third game, but again, VD not reaching the heady heights that Heza did in the previous game, but still a very impressive 8-1. Which means the two teams need to go and clash one more time. Chavel, you're changing your vote to Mon Trax. Well, I think that's fair. If we do not get those other players back for Rainbow, I think you're going to be right. But either way, we'll take a little break, and we'll be back shortly with the final game between Rainbow and the Mon Trax crew. Alright guys, welcome back to the stream and to our final game between Mon Trax and Rainbow. We had Dulzy just drop into the Twitch chat to say hello just before jumping onto the field. Evidently here to service their fans as much as possible. So, first game saw Rainbow dominate. Second game, Mon Trax were able to come back due to Rainbow only having 3 players, or was it? Certainly Rainbow held their own for a pretty long time before finally falling to Mon Trax's superior numbers. Now Mon Trax have to prove that game 2 was not just about having the numbers advantage. Rainbow making the wise tactical move, going straight for the relay with multiple members, accelerating that capture time, and now Mon Trax are on a 1 minute and 12 timer to either wipe out the Rainbow team or capture that relay back. However, the last remaining members of Mon Trax are getting picked off. Vidi was the star of the previous game, but is seeing stars right now as Rainbow land blow after blow onto the USA team. Rainbow looking very good to start us off. Of course, we are in our ever popular rush tiebreaker mode, which means that things are done elimination style. Rainbow managed to get us some good early pickoffs. Can Mon Trax preserve their lives? Oh my gosh. Looks like the answer to that question is going to be a resounding no, as the Mon Trax get stripped down, losing multiple members very quickly. Jeez. The Iraqi team Rainbow are absolutely dominating in this third game. Alright, one more chance for Mon Trax to come back. I think I see Dulzy in the chat, so the spoiler warning I suspect is probably not going to go well for Mon Trax. Oh, I think... What? Dulzy, are you AFK typing the Twitch chat because you are not playing the game? If so, get... Stop typing the chat and play the game, you scallywag. Yep, I think Dulzy's actually gone AFK. Excellent. Well, it's going to be down to IC3 to try and carry the rest of the team. Goes 1v3, takes out 2 of them before finally falling down. And I don't know what's going on with Dulzy, if they are still playing or if they've disconnected. Strange. Of course, yes, there's nothing stopping anybody from just changing the name to Dulzy. So, there we go. Last shot comes in, and Rainbow will advance. So, I don't know quite what's happening there. I think it must have been a connection issue, but I don't know, honestly, if that would have made too much difference either way. Our admin for today is Juan. So, if you see Juan around the place, do say hey to them. Okay, yes, that makes sense if Dulzy was having some connection issues. Still, Fugath for the side of Rainbow ended up 7-0. Very impressive stuff. Alright guys, we'll be heading to break, but we'll be back again soon with more Modern Combat 5.
Alright guys, it seems we've got a little time to kill before we get onto our next tournament game. So if you'd like to come and mess around on the streets, show off your skills on stream, then you can do so with the passkey ESL123. Kadim, Saeed, Kadim, your Fuguth over on Facebook, La Beta Sia. So, our Twitch giveaway winner is Charvel06. Charvel06, I've seen you posted recently. So if you could put your dog tag and your platform into the chat, then we'll get you marked down for those 400 credit arenas. Now we just get everything set up for you. So today's date is the 27th. Okay, well, congratulations on being our first winner of the day. We will of course be having multiple giveaways over the course of tonight's performance, going on to Facebook next. So let's see if we can get a few of you guys in. Thank you, Chavel, for your details, and I will update on the stream once the Facebook giveaway is live, which will be should be pretty much almost straight away. Let's see, so we'll go for hashtag Semi into the Facebook comments of the current video in order to enter. So I'm going to update you guys on Facebook as well with the arrival of the new giveaway. Alright, so getting all my ducks in order. Let's see if we can find a few more bodies to throw into the grinder. I don't know if that is an iZox player. Ah, Wavy, thank you for putting out invites into the chat as well. We'll see if we can find some other folks who want to get famous live on the stream. Ah, can you? Good stuff, good stuff. We'll see if we can at least get 2v2, ideally 3v3 to get started. I know that some of the streams are kind of running at different speeds from one another, so we'll see. Charvel06, the credits will usually take about 2 to 3 weeks to show up. So it's probably best to, it's kind of one of those things that it's best to just kind of forget about it, and then suddenly you'll have some free stuff. Ah, Fuguth, famed visitor from Facebook. Alright, well in that case, we'll see if we can get one more person just to even out the sides. If there is an Isoaks player, then oh boy, we're in for a treat. But we'll see. I don't want to leave it too long, just in case we end up abutting against the next tournament game. Okay, I'll put up one more. Oh, hello, Commander Cody. Alright, if they all come in and even up the sides, there we go, we'll get started. And we'll see who can prove their worth. Alright, so the streets are destination for this community game. ESL 123 is the passkey. You can use that to enter in even when the game is underway, or if you find, I believe, if you find a global chat invite, you can join off of that one as well. So, let's get it on. Mohammed Mehdi, I can see you. I saw you were asking about account issues. I'm afraid I would have to refer you to support.gameloft.com for anything to do with accounts. I'm afraid I have no visibility of accounts or anything like that. I'm merely a humble streameroo, here to bring you smiles and pleasant dreams, but sadly totally unable to solve technical issues myself, I'm afraid. So assuming this is the same Fugus we saw playing for the Rainbow team, I wouldn't be at all surprised to see people drop out because they've got actual tournament games to attend to, but we'll see how it works out. So as I said before, the Facebook giveaway is currently in progress. Hashtag Semi into the Facebook comments if you'd like to enter in and get your own chance at 400 schmackaroos for yourself. Charvel06, can you use controls in ESL? Oh, do you mean controllers? Like a... I don't think there's a specific rule against using external controllers in the ESL competition. But it doesn't seem to have become a major issue, at least that I'm aware of. It's a good question, Charvel, but yes. I guess until there's a rule against them, and I'm not sure how enforceable a rule like that might be. Just because I don't know if the game specifically notices if it has a controller. At least, I know it does on PC, but on Android, I don't know. And I think we have got our next tournament game about to start, so we'll leave you guys to clash on this what will now be an off-stream game. But we'll be back in just a couple of minutes with our next tournament match. So please do stay tuned, and we'll be back as soon as we possibly can.
let's get back into things once more. As Damaris from Japan, our number 10 seed, our lowest seeded team of the day, beat out Good Game, our number 2 seed from the USA, in their first game of the day, their first quarterfinal. Damaris also beating out Supreme Clan. Can Rainbow continue to dominate? Certainly we saw a flavour of what Rainbow have got in store for us under the right circumstances, but Damaris looking pretty good. Japanese squad getting themselves a small early lead, which gets equalised swiftly of course, but still. The way you want to try and start against a very dominant team otherwise. Remo the one to pick up the early kills. The players to look out for here are Heza, who got a crazy good record on before, and of course Fuguth, who managed to do a less crazy but still impressive performance in one of the other games as well. Let's keep looking around. It's looking like I think Poon is going to be the first one to, or it's going to be top at the top of the score. Fuguth, fresh off their custom gameplay. Apparently Fuguth just can't get enough. I certainly admire someone who's willing to play in the custom games while in the middle of a tournament. So Fuguth, you'll definitely get the community MVP vote, I am sure. HSO doing some nice cleanup work there for Rainbow, who are starting to take control in this game. Damaris I did a bit of googling to try and figure out what Damaris could mean. I don't know if it's just a reference to DMZ or Dramas as they're otherwise known, because there is a Dramas team in the tournament. So I don't know if there's any connection there or if that's just a coincidence. Certainly we've got a player with a DMZ tag for Damaris but whether that means anything, honestly, I don't know. Alright, 4.5 minutes left to play. The Iraqi team, Rainbow, looking pretty good against Japan's Damaris but it's still a close thing. Because we're actually getting relatively close to the end of the tournament, I was going to do 2 giveaways, oh my gosh, on the Facebook page, but over the course of tonight, but we're going to do them at the same time. So when our semi-finals are done, and we know who's in the grand finals on both sides of the bracket, we will draw 2 Facebook giveaway winners, and then move on to Mob Crush for our final one of the day. Dolzy used gyroscope. Interesting stuff. I've never used the gyroscope. I should really give it a try and see what it's like. It seems to be a thing that works out well for people, but honestly, I don't even actually understand how it works. So, dead even between these two. This is what we like to see in a semi-final. The best teams going head to head with one another and giving each other an exceptional run for their money. Yes, dead even as we cross the halfway mark. Let's see, who are the players to watch? It's going to be Heza, once more, putting on a great performance. Ended out with a 13-1 in the first game we saw them on stream. Not quite as clean of a sheet this time round, but still racking up an enormous amount of kills for the Rainbow squad. Gotta get me some of that delicious water. So gets one more kill through. But let's see. It is MIT. Who is, well, I say it's, for the most part, is certainly got the, I think actually has the most kills. Yes, the most kills in the deaths. Most kills in the game while keeping those death numbers relatively low as well. But with MIT getting taken out a couple of times in quick succession. Damaris? I don't know if you guys can give me any idea in the chat how to say the blue team's name. I'm making a complete guess here. As actually Poon starting to catch up. 13-13. a little bit dicey as Heza, oh my gosh, as well, making a repeat performance, 13 kills once more, well, only slightly more deaths than that outstanding performance in the previous game. Heza able to make the punish onto Poon. Keep the good times rolling for Rainbow, only ahead by a single kill, but that's all you need to be victorious if you can keep trading those kills back and forth. Heza gonna punish Damaris, making the big move in, trying to break the line of Rainbow, but this is why we see so many teams trying to hold on to the far reaches of the streets. Those confined close quarters mean that it is punishing for any team to try and break through. That seems to be exactly what's on the mind of DMZ though, as they go for a do or die time, but this time it is die. Rainbow take the first point for themselves, but I think we are in for a very good semi-finals. Stay tuned guys, and we will be back with more Modern Combat 5. Alright guys, we're waiting for the next game of our semi-finals to get started, but if we can, we'll fit in a custom game right now, so please make your way across as swiftly and as organizedly as possible to ESL123 passkey-wise, or pick up the invite in the global chat, and let's have a lovely time on overtime. We have got a swift invite. What are they saying? Hello, Invictus. Lovely to see you. Invictus, I have to apologize. It looks like we have got that next game started up. Sorry about that, guys. I thought we were going to have more time than it turns out we did. So we won't even be able to get that one started before we'll have to abandon ship. So what I'll do is I'll just get us into this next lobby, which should be, if it's set up right now, yes, our second semi-final game between Damaris and Rainbow, which we'll be able to jump into in just a second. There we go. Yes, it looks like the teams have swapped sides. So we'll wait for them to get fully ready, and then we'll kick off once more for our next semi-final. Thank you guys for hanging about, and we'll be off to the races again in just a little bit. Gentle friends, one and all, welcome back to the stream. Rainbow and Damaris battling for that place in our grand finals today. Old Glory have already taken the other place, so we'll be doing our Facebook giveaway at the end of this particular series. Damaris needs to make it happen. MIT, the star player from last time round, does pick up a couple of early shots, but gets taken out of the equation swiftly as well. To put the enemy in your sights, you must also be in theirs. At least I think that's how the saying goes, if that's the saying or if I just made it up. It sort of makes sense in my head. Anyway, Damaris doing relatively well to start off with, at least keeping pace. We'll see if Heza is going to pop off here, as they have in previous games. Actually, no, struggling out of the gate. Let's check in with Fugath. Well, there we go. Fugath starting out a little bit better. Just pick up 3 kills untraded early on, actually getting into a 1v2 situation. Surely they're not going to... Wow, that's gross. Fugath, you monster. Not only joining custom games on stream, but winning out 1v2s. That's not right. The BSW deadly in the Fugath hands. Let's see what else they've got in store for us. Running into close quarters, dancing around, and taking out MIT. But saying all of this, Unti, as well as MIT, are actually picking up a lot of kills for the Japanese squad, actually putting them in a relatively substantial lead though. Of course, Unti will get taken out there. Rainbow have some catching up to do if they want to try and put this semi-final series to bed in this game. Japanese squad not going to back down in the face of some very strong individual Rainbow performers. The Iraqi team looking pretty good, but yeah, Unti keeps the points flowing, but MIT can't keep that death score down. As long as Damaris haven't got their big damage dealers on the field, they're going to struggle to extend this lead too much further. MIT looking to revenge, or get some revenge, for Unti's getting cut down there. Are we going to make short work of them? Though Masoon working the back lines here, as the Damaris are still in the lead. So once more guys, hashtag Semi on the Facebook if you want to join in. And the swift sniping justice of Damaris is continuing to take its toll on a Rainbow. This is, I think, going to be the first time we've really seen Rainbow tested in this tournament. Certainly Old Glory, the other Japanese team awaiting in the grand finals, coming as our firm favourites of the day, despite Old Glory, our current finalists, coming in as number 8. We know what Old Glory have earned the pedigree of their name. Damaris wow, they are going off like absolutely crazy. Ahead by 13 and looking at fierce as all heck while doing so. 3 minutes and change left to play. Let's see if Damaris can keep it all the way up to the finish line. Certainly Rainbow have got a couple of members down. I think, well, Heza is still in play, but they are not performing as they have before. Fugath is probably going to be the main source of potential comeback fodder here for Rainbow, but even while Fugath is putting on a very strong individual performance, it's not proving to be enough as the rest of the Rainbow team is dying all around them. Unti doing a fantastic job there before finally being taken down, of accelerating the game towards the finish line. 7 kills more will see Damaris equalizing this best of 3 semis. Yes, I don't know if it's just the missing player for Rainbow, but I mean, even before this all happened, Damaris was starting to dominate. So I don't know where this new lease of life comes from, but it is admirable in of itself. The bombing run will keep Rainbow alive for a few seconds more, but I think it is more or less a foregone conclusion. A couple of Rainbow members now dropping out, I think trying to, well, staving off the inevitable for just a few moments more, but I think it is going to be one game apiece. Which one of these two teams has the guts to face against Old Glory? We'll find out with our next game coming up soon. Alright guys, we are back once again. Damaris against Rainbow. 5v5 action on the rooftops, rush style is the flavour. As one of these teams will make it through to the finals and one will have to go home. Damaris moving in force, very organised down into the lower depths of the rooftops. Moving very much as a unit. Let's see if they can apply the numbers pressure as and when they manage to find a Rainbow member. Very sensible when you're playing elimination style to bring a buddy or perhaps more than a few buddies with you to make sure that even if you do get picked off, that you could bring the sheer weight of fire to bear. Poon on the heavy picks up the first kill, but it's traded back almost straight away, or I say that. And I think there, yes, I think there was a final pick-off. Fuguth and Heza. There we go, Heza recovering some of that earlier performance. Has at least picked up that early kill that's kept Rainbow competitive. The Iraqi side certainly getting it pretty dominated in game number 2 at least. Not the best of circumstances to come back into, and as we see Poon there working some magic with the Slack. Of course, in regular team deathmatch, the low ammo count on the Slack could be particularly harmful, but when everyone doesn't get to respawn in, then that's going to be a big advantage for Damaris even. Though, I say all this, and it looks like we've actually had a disconnect right on the tail end. When you're playing in rush like this, I don't believe you can spawn in after the round has begun. So, with that in mind, Damaris are going to be missing out on Poon for this round, who was the saviour of the previous round. We'll see how deep is the skill pool of Damaris. Can they do it without Poon? Certainly that heavy was the heavyweight of the first round. See who's getting the kills. Well, yes, so Heza, the only one from the previous round to get a kill for Rainbow. I suspect we'll be looking for them to try and pick up the slack. As Damaris are going to need to pull off something pretty clever here. Starting out 4v5, a vastly less than ideal circumstance. Stephen Branch, nice to see you over on the Facebooks. So what's happening right now is this is an ESL tournament taking place currently between Damaris and Rainbow in the semi-finals, fighting for a place in our grand finals today and their share of €100 for the winning team. Earlier today we've had our monthly finals, which were what these teams are working towards in these weekly cups. In the monthly finals, the prize pool quintuples, I think is the right word, up to €500. So it's a long-term proposition for all these guys, but Heza steps up big time with that second point. Bear in mind that was a round without Poon as part of the Damaris lineup. Poon on the heavy did so much work with the slack in the first round of competition to put the Japanese squad Damaris on their feet. Now back in circulation, things could change, but notice we've got Poon here without too much backup from the rest of the team. If you've got what constitutes a star player on your squad, you really need to back them up. Still, Fuguth will fall victim to Poon and their knifey business. There we go, Damaris providing some backup. Finally coming from the tail end, also picking up some intel there to get Poon back into circulation upgrade-wise. But so far, 1 point apiece means it's still anybody's game to play. Let's take a look across and see what Heza's doing. With the lack in hand, of course, they'll be looking to occupy the high ground and keep raining down bullets on their Japanese prey. Rainbow, the Iraqi squad, I think, have been leaning pretty heavily on Heather and Fugath, who are the only ones with kills so far. It's such a different environment being in Rush that teams can struggle to adapt, especially when it comes to strategies around taking the relay. Heather finds the right time to take the shot, and I think might just be able to finish off the job here. No! In fact, MIT and Unti win out the round in close quarters, and Rainbow, from looking pretty strong, are now looking pretty dead. Alright, Damaris only need one more point, and they are through to our finals. Facebook, #Semi, last chance to get in on that one. I will be drawing the Facebook giveaway winners momentarily. So I'll let you guys know once that has been all kinds of sorted out. But yes, we'll figure that all out after we are done here. Alright, so 4v4 is where we are right now. The two teams facing each other down, grimaces on their face, and tension in their hearts. Samuel P, 1122, I don't know if there's anyone else on Twitch. There might well be, they might just not be talking. But I can still see Samuel P, I think the main crowd is on Facebook at the moment since YouTube is not currently up for us. If you're looking to hang out with some more talkative people, Miguel Acevedo. Hola. ¿Cómo están? Remo gets the first kill in. We're down to the wire here, but Damaris Zarko have got that relay secured, and so Rainbow, even with members left in the field, will not be able to do too much of anything. Muy bien. Excellent. Okie dokie. So our Facebook winner is Abdaliz Kahil. Excuse my almost certainly horrible pronunciation of your name, but Abdaliz, if you are still around, if you could post your dog tag and platform, then we'll get you signed up for those 400 credit arenas. For now though, we'll head to break because we've got a final to get done, and we'll see you guys in just a little bit. Alright guys, our finals is getting it sorted out at the moment. But while we do, let's see if we can get a free-for-all going on overtime, since it's been a while since I remember us ever actually getting to do that. So, hey, we'll see how it goes, eh? Oh darn it. Looks like I'm gonna have to love you and leave you guys again, because our finals, as I say all of this, is actually already ready to go. Old Glory awaiting their opponents, Damaris in our grand finals. We'll be heading on to rooftops for a free-for-all battle. So we'll get that underway in just a second. But for now, we will be right back, and we should have the game for you in just a few moments. Welcome back, guys. Our finals is now underway. Best of 5 competition between the two Japanese squads, Damaris and Old Glory. Japan, the country that has, I don't know honestly if there are any stats about how many times each country has won Modern Combat 5 tournaments, but I have to imagine Japan is up there with the best of them, if not being the most. Certainly, there have been a lot of Japanese squads come through these tournaments, and they do tend to do exceptionally well. So no surprise to see the two Japanese teams make it all the way to the top. Bienvenido a todos. Welcome back, everyone, to the stream. Hope you guys are having a lovely time of things. Let's see, so it's going to be about 8 o'clock where you guys are, if you're in Mexico. So, I hope you're having a lovely evening. It's 2:23 in the morning here. Jesus James, who I'm hopefully getting remotely right. I speak a couple of phrases of Spanish, but I've really got to learn how to do it properly. Alright, so Old Glory or Olg Glory. As I think Olg might be just an abbreviation of their whole name. But they changed around a little bit, so it's a little hard to tell at the best of times. Zen picking up the early kills. But will go down. Old Glory still with a pretty healthy head of kills so far. Dylan taking a couple of early deaths, puts them behind. Samuel P 1122. Yes, my sleep schedule is all kinds of crazy. But to be fair, it's not as bad as it is for some of the Indian teams we have playing, who play at absolutely ludicrous o'clock to take part in these ESL tournaments. So a lot of respect across to our Indian comrades in a Modern Combat 5. As much as it's all Japanese finals, there's a lot of different places which take part in these competitions. Just so happens to be, these are our final two, fighting for that €100 prize pool. Samuel P 1122. I did try and take a bit of a power nap before I got into this one, so I'm not as tired as I would be otherwise. I would be asleep if I hadn't gone for the power nap. But yes, Samuel P, you are correct. Power naps are at least moderately effective. So we've got a bit of a interesting situation here, as Old Glory, with a numbers advantage, take possession of the rooftops entirely. Damaris decide they're not going to engage at all, perhaps waiting for their 5th player to re-emerge. Oh, excuse me. Talking about being tired, maybe aware of how tired I am. Yes, perhaps Damaris are looking to run down the clock as they wait for their 5th player to come back so that they can pick a fight on more even terms. I think Old Glory being up on the rooftop is going to make that very difficult, but maybe, just maybe, as MIT gets the 2nd kill in, but the rest of the team, particularly Dylan, having a very terrible game so far. Suffering. Still, the fighting seems to have broken out into close quarters as Old Glory actually decide to take the fight to Damaris, which feels like a risky proposition, but still, Dylan picking up a kill. Gonna dive in against multiple other members. Old Glory making use of the numbers advantage to just run and gun their way into our hearts. 2 minutes 35 left to play. Old Glory looking pretty good here with a 5 kill advantage. Zen does get tagged, but not in any too serious a fashion, as a Rubaru, whose name is very fun to say. I recommend saying it as much as you can. Does get their first kill for the Glory Hunters. Old Glory. Dylan actually stepping up pretty considerably in the later game, evidently feeling the pressure from the rest of the team. But Damaris being led by MIT, who will finally fall down. Actually are catching up. Dylan goes to the wall bang. Can't quite land it. Going to be scouting around with the BSW. Does pick up a kill. Damaris only behind by a few precious points. Though Rai and Arubru go some distance towards creating the space between these two teams. Coming down to the last bit. Damaris have shown some flashes of brilliance here, as Dylan picks up another kill to almost equalize that kill-death ratio. But it's going to need to be another big, successful push for Damaris if they want to seize the first finals point for themselves. Rai continues to be strong, 3-1 so far, along with Ruse. Rai getting tagged down to minimal health. But it's actually Lime who gets the kill credit through there. Damaris only behind by 1, make that 2. But Lime not wasting a second, not looking to regen, gets stuck straight back in again, and the kills are flowing. Damaris actually take the lead for themselves. They throw absolutely everything at Old Glory, and they do manage to fight their way back in. Helios, though, stepping up for the Old Glory side, puts them back in the lead once more. BSW glowing with heat. The fire is coming down from the heavens. Old Glory looking like they could have managed to bring back the end of this game. Of course, the only time it really counts, as Rai scouting through the center section, looking to see if they can punish those exposed members of Damaris who have fought like warrior poets. But it's not gonna work out for them. Old Glory secure the first point as the seconds tick away, 29-24. Alright, we will of course be opening up our Mob Crush giveaway. So if you guys could make your way across there and drop your details into the Mob Crush chat, that's #finals. That giveaway will be finalized when our finals are over today. For now though, we will take ourselves a little breakaroo. We'll be right back. Volvemos in seguida. Alright guys, we are back once more. Damaris now over on the red side. Old Glory on the blue. Had a pretty fierce game between these two teams. Hopefully now we're back onto the field, onto Vantage. We shall get even more closely strung action. And I think that's exactly what we're going to get from the off, as both teams pick up a couple of kills for themselves, starting things out spicy. Let's pop up the map and see how the tactics are playing out in the close quarters. Damaris actually sees the lead for themselves. Good to see Rusey for the Old Glory side bringing out the assault class. Arubu the one to take the kill with the Lack, and he deals with the BSW though. Rusey going to need to get into close quarters to really start being hyper effective, but has got an early kill. I didn't realise that. I think yes, I need to swap over the names at the top. Excuse me for a second. There we go. Oh wow! So led out of the gates by Dylan there. Damaris able to equalize the score for however many more moments. Jesus Gemes, do tell me if I'm mispronouncing your name too badly. I believe they are still working on trying to optimize as best as possible for Android in order to allow for the platform merge to go ahead. So it is, from what I understand, it is a very high priority for Gameloft. So just don't worry too much about that, because yes, it is being dealt with from my understanding. Ooh, excuse me. Damaris looking pretty good in this second final game, though missing out on Poon, if you remember from much earlier on in the stream. Extremely effective with that heavy class in close quarters, as Damaris actually pick up a whole bunch of kills and managed to nearly wipe out Old Glory entirely. Rusey does get a couple of kills back, but Damaris even without Poon in circulation, are looking extremely good. Seem to just be cutting down Old Glory even as they are spawning. Let's see who's getting the big numbers here. It is going to be Lime. So wait for them to respawn. Follow them around, see what they're doing with the Lack. Well, getting shot in the face. Well, that's what you get. But Poon is back. Jesus, I'm afraid I'm not an actual Gameloft developer, so I can't give you exact dates as to when things will be fixed. But all I can say is that's just what I've heard, is that the Android fixes are very high priority at the moment. So I certainly hope for both our sakes that they will be swift incoming, so we can get iOS and Android merged up and start seeing the level of competition grow even further for these large money tournaments. Jesus, I don't know if I'm not being maybe clear enough, but as I said, I'm afraid I can't give you an exact date as to when an Android fix might be deployed, because I don't know what it would be myself. But I hope it will be soon, much like yourself. Wow, Dylan actually popping off in this game. It's usually been down to MIT. But there we go. I think Dylan actually coming out as one of the top performers, as Damaris Zacco. I don't know. I tried to Google the phrase and it literally didn't come up anywhere but here. So Damaris Zacco making it 1 apiece. Alright guys, so our Mob Crush giveaway is still going on. Get your entries in while you can. And we'll be back as soon as we've got game number 3. The finals will turn on this next encounter. Alright guys, back once more. Our finals continues. Game 3 about to begin. The museum, our destination for fun and frolics. Damaris showing up big time in this second game. It was Dylan, the player who criticized before, going 13-6 and carrying Damaris to that first and crucial win. Old Glory not wasting any time though, as Ruse off to a flying start along with the rest of the team at, oh boy, Ruse, Zen and Rai all with 3 kills for themselves, keeping those death numbers alarmingly low for Damaris side. The trifecta of terror, the triple force of Old Glory in full effect. Zen takes out Riz with a bombing run as well. Of course, the more kills, the more kill streaks, the more strategic opportunities open themselves up for Old Glory to be able to stick the boot home here on the museum. See Ruse watching Aruburu taking out MIT from the side, and Old Glory seem to have, if anything, been offended by Damaris last win and looking to try and knock down and put in the ground even Damaris early on. Auntie does manage to get a couple of kills back, but it's still looking pretty dire. Dulzy, you're more than welcome. I'm always a fan of seeing other people's art, and thank you for your entry over on the Mob Crush page. When the finals are done, the Mob Crush giveaway will be done as well. So please do bear that in mind, guys who have not entered in. Currently, Dulzy is the only one over on the Mob Crush page to have made his entry. If that remains the case, then I guess he'll just be our winner. Old Glory, despite Damaris making a little bit of a comeback, are still firing on all cylinders. Looking pretty darn good right now. Let's see, it's Aruburu. 7-2. 90% accuracy is pretty good, honestly, especially because people using the lack still are firing it in a pretty rapid fire fashion, so you don't tend to see the more high individual shot accuracy you might see on something like a BSW with a bolt action. Certainly encourages a little bit more precision aiming. Still, Zen, one of, let's see, has it maintained this? Yes, the triple threat up the top remains the same. Aruburu, Rai and Zen, all with very strong individual performances from Old Glory. We're coming up on the halfway mark. Old Glory left halfway behind by a pretty large margin quite some time ago. Rai does get tagged, but for Damaris I think it's game number 4 they need to be thinking about right now, and how to avoid having the same ludicrously large advantage fall across to Old Glory, who we're probably expecting to let off a little bit as far as the pace goes towards the end, because this game very much in hand for them, and they'll most likely be looking to draw this one out to try and sap the morale of the other Japanese squad, knowing that Damaris are labouring under a hopeless situation here, behind by 13 kills. It is risky not to just finish these games at Old Glory, because I have seen teams before, and we have seen teams before, manage to stage amazing comebacks, or at least look good in defeat. It may not be an opportunity for Damaris to do that here though, as Old Glory, while they've slowed things down, are still creeping towards that 50 kill mark. Rai keeps them coming. Let's check back in with Dylan, who after the astonishing Game 2 performance is struggling in the museum. I think maybe quite map dependent in performance wise, but when a team like Old Glory is pressuring down on Damaris Echo quite as they are right now. It's hard for anybody to really shine, especially if you're going to be the first one in. MIT does get a kill off on Urubru and it just about gets out. I say that, and I realise now that they were just looking for the reset, but there we go. Old Glory get point number 2. They're up 2-1 in this best of 5, and we could be almost done with our grand finals here. So get your Mob Crush entries in while you can. Dulzy is more than happy if you don't. So make your choice, and we'll see you guys in 7 minutes or less. Construction site. Old Glory. Seek to secure the glory anew. Damaris look to stop them. 2 points for Old Glory, only 1 for Damaris. This final lies on a knife's edge. A slip, and it will fall into the clutches of Old Glory, who have probably one of the most appropriate names in Modern Combat 5 esports. They're a team who've been around for donkey's years, and they have done extremely well whenever they deign to take to the field in one form or another. A powerhouse team packed with some of the very best of the competitors we've seen. Damaris falling behind in the early going, yet to secure a single kill for themselves. Abderrahmane Calderon, bonjour. Hope you are doing well. My French speaking is even more, I think might even be more limited than my Spanish speaking. But thank you for dropping by the stream. If you're in, I wonder if you're in Quebec, because certainly in France it's going to be like 4 in the morning, so I wouldn't expect to. Let's don't usually get many French speakers coming through the stream, but it's always nice to give an incentive to learn some more greetings in different languages. Let's see who's picked up those early kills. So Helios, so far untouched in this very low kill count game. We expected to see these two teams at each other's throats from the off, but both Japanese squads seem content with playing this one out slow and steady. Of course, Old Glory with the lead get to choose the where and when of each of these engagements, and therefore stand the best chance of getting themselves even further ahead if the Marizako do make an unwise choice. Let's pop around and see what's going on. MIT does pick up a kill, and when everything is this close, that is extremely important. Now guys, I think that's Invictus camo that MIT is rocking at the moment. Maybe you could help enlighten me, as a person not in possession of said camo themselves, as I am not an accomplished Modern Combat 5 esports player. I have to try and remember each time I see it, because it is a camo reserved only for the very best players, so I don't want to misidentify it if at all possible. Alright, 3-3. The Marizako have held on and picked off, well, 100% of the kills of the Marizako on one player. MIT feels the weight of his team or their teammates' expectations on their shoulders. Can MIT keep it up? I think for the side of Old Glory, they've spread it across 3 different players, which certainly does increase the possibilities, just on paper at least, of seeing they've got 3 chances, that triple threat once more, to find the extra point. Whereas for the Marizako, it's all on this knife's edge pointed at Old Glory's heart, but it is only a single knife in the darkness, whereas Old Glory have got multiple avenues of attack. The seconds tick away, lost to us like tears, as they say, in the rain. But the only rain we're interested in right now is a rain of pain. Zen running the boards on the underneath, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. So we saw a little bit before, something which I hadn't seen. So from roughly where Zen is standing, you can actually see up through the slats. If someone runs along the top, you can shoot them in the butt. And it actually works out pretty darn well. Something that's always very gratifying to see is how the players continue to find new and surprising ways to gain the advantage. Even if it's only in a minor way, it's still, if it's enough to get you an extra kill you wouldn't have gotten otherwise, especially in a game like this, it could be all important. Down to 2 minutes. And Rai and Arubaru break the deadlock by getting 2 kills between them. Damaris still within a grasping distance of bringing this finals back. If Old Glory end things out here with this game, our Mob Crush giveaway will be over and the great artists themselves, Dulzy, will be in receipt of 400 credits. But we'll see what happens in the next minute and a half. Anything could happen. Everything could change. Abu Saad, thumbs up for an extremely tense potential last finals game. Dylan? Inconsistent is one way to describe Dylan, going from one of the weakest players on Damaris to one of the strongest before. Not finding their feet so far. Rai, a middling performance but holding the sidelines. As Helios takes out Lime, Zen goes down extremely low. Ruse gets another kill through as well. And Old Glory ahead by 3. 30 seconds left to play. Looks like Damaris are going to break from cover and try and rush down Old Glory. It is actually working pretty darn well as Damaris sees the lead back for themselves. 20 seconds left to play. Make that 15. Old Glory now the ones who have to scramble for a shot. MIT firing through the barrels. Doesn't manage to finalize the kill. Takes out Ruse. Looking for the second. Arubaru goes down as well. The seconds tick, tick, boom. Damaris have equalized this grand final series. We will be going to Rush to determine who our winner will be. Oh boy. What a great finals we've had so far. Que gran juego? Did I get that right? Yeah, what a great game. Que gran juego. Eso fue increíble. It was incredible. Oh, amazing. Either way around it. 2-2. Damaris hold on somehow, some way. We've got a last game coming up, so stay tuned, and we'll be back as soon as we possibly can with more Modern Combat 5. Alright guys, yes, Sarah P, I do apologise for the delay there. I put a little bit more time on the timer because I was expecting that we would have our grand finals. I didn't want to try and jump in front of our last game and then just have to abandon the ship in it, but it seems like we have got a bit of space before we get to that final game of our evening. So, if you'd like to join me, gentle friends, one and all, then please do. Smitesh Moye from India. I was talking about our Indian fans before. So, thanks for dropping by the stream. Samuel P, 1122. No, the last finals match I think is just delayed for whatever reason. So that's why I just put a bit more time on. I was hoping we'd be able to get to it, but doesn't seem to be the case right now. So if we can fit in a on-stream game, it will just depend on how many of you guys are still around and how many of you want to play on stream. MC5 to Hacksaw, playing under FBI Army Men. Thank you for dropping by. Let's find you, if we can, some opponents to play against. I could join in on this one even though I'm absolutely atrocious at the game. If we can't get enough players, then that might be what I'll do just so we can get started before our finals. Our final game has to be underway. Base boost joining in. Alright. I'll put out one more invite and then we'll get going just so there's something to watch on the old streameroo. Alright, it's time to duel! FBI Army Men versus myself, Peter Cannabit Hartnell, in a death battle for the generations. Who will look back upon this day and say, gosh, you weren't very good at playing Modern Combat 5, you should have stuck to casting it. And I'll say, you were right. You were right. Well, we'll see how it goes. Oops. Here's the odd flipping turn upside down. Alright, what can my tier 1 totem self do? Well, I can pretend I've got a golden weapon. That's what I'm going to do. Ah, I've even got a teammate. This will make life a little easier. So you can, of course, come and join in ESL123 while this game is ongoing. Thank you for the good luck, Samuel P. Hey, I actually killed someone. Now I've got a real weapon. Ah! I was too busy looking at the chat and not looking at the game, and now that BSW is taken away from me all over again. Oh boy. Well, let's see. PD boy, we need to apply some of those squad tactics we've seen used by so many successful teams. It's basically have more people than they do. Oh, or also get shot in the face by BSW. All good ideas as well. Alright, Kappa. Kappa Ringo. Making good use of the cover in the museums, trying to break line of, or potential line of sight. Oh dear. That was possibly a little ambitious on my part to go in and steal their weapon. I think Kappa also has got fairly terrible weaponry. So it's not starting out well for the heroic red team of which I am a part. But let's see if we can somehow figure it out. Oh, still got a shot in the butt. Oh, they were literally right behind me, that would explain it. I thought we managed to break line of sight on that sniper, but it turns out the sniper was inside of us all along.
In search of a gun. Anyone got a spare gun? I got some rocks here. Might be a little bit more effective than my current weapon. Oh boy. 1v2, huh? Samuel P, if you want to come and join in, I absolutely could use the help. Currently, I'm getting spanked and demonstrating, as I have so many times before, why I do not play this game on stream, because I just embarrass myself. Oh gosh. Well, I almost got a shot off. Samuel P, you're my only hope. Come in and save me from myself. So, alright, so let's apply some general first-person shooter methodology to what we're doing here, which is that there are only... Basically, if I want to ever kill anybody, I'm going to need to get the drop on them. So I need to be in a kind of situation where that's possible. There are a lot of avenues of attack where I just cannot get behind people. There you go, and Torture with a similarly terrible weapon to mine. Samuel P, your name is Exxon. I see. Alright, well, we got our map back. So yes, FPS theory. So there's a lot of places on the map where it's just impossible to get behind somebody because you're just kind of walking through corridors. So if you come across anybody else, they're walking towards you. Oh man. That BSW is deadly. Especially against somebody with no armor. Jeet Shah, thank you for your support in this troubling time for our great nation. Oh man, it honestly baffles me how accurate people are playing on this. Yeah, playing on an iPad or similar. But I'm a PC guy, I have to say. I just haven't spent the time to get used to what it takes to actually snipe. I think I actually hit a shot on him that time. Unfortunately, one of my shots not probably as good as one of his. Oh boy, I almost got a real gun there. So yes, whatever FPS you're playing, I mean, there's going to be certain kind of things that remain true. Ugh, I'm kind of picking up and dropping that gun over and over again. EMP, my favourite form of military support. I think I might have just... there we go. We have actually got our last finals games ready to go. So I'll leave that particular horrible experience behind me and let's move on towards the end of our stream today. Alright, we will be right back. Volveremos enseguida. Konnichiwa, all of our Japanese viewers, and we'll be back. Volveremos enseguida in just a few moments. Alright guys, it looks like we may have lost our final game somewhere along the way. I think the players might have started without me, which is a shame if that is the case. So, as a consolation match, if you guys would like to come and join me one more time on the museum for a team battle, we can see about closing out this night with a little bit more face stomping of yours truly. So if you guys are still watching, ESL 123, all the pass key, the global chat invite will get you in on the action. Who's still got what it takes at nearly 4 in the morning UK time to take on some Mortal Kombat 5. Emmanuel Ramirez Soto, nice to see ya. If you'd like to come and join in, details on the bottom right of the video. Oh, Samuel Pete was 3-2 Old Glory. Okay, thank you, Samuel. So yes, it does appear like they started without us, which is, oh, that's a real shame. I'm sorry for that. Samuel P, go 4 points. Those are points that are accumulated by winning and placing well in a Modern Combat 5 tournament. Those points determine whether or not you can get through to the monthly finals to go for them big cash prizes. So the team that wins out here, I believe, gets 100 ESL points and less as you go further down. But it's the team with the 8 most points that get through to the monthly finals. And that's where you can win potentially up to 350 euros at a time. Alright, it looks like... gosh, we're going to get players from potentially the tournament coming in. This should be very short. Okay, we'll see if we can find someone for MIT to play against, because if they play against me, it's going to be absolutely awful. Alright, so our Mob Crush winner will be Dulzy. So, Dulzy, if you could post your details, I'll note you down as our Mob Crush winner of the day. And I will have to check out your art at some point. Aha! Speak of the devil. It looks like we're going to be seeing ourselves a one-on-one match between MIT and Dulzy. 7 minutes of hell in the museum. Thank you guys for dropping by the stream. Samuel P, yes, it is permissible to win more than one time in one day. It's just relatively unlikely. Dulzy did choose one of the wins will be on a platform where very few people were entering, and so it made it a lot more likely than it would have been otherwise. Whew. MIT stalking these halls for the last time of the night. We'll be back in just over 12 hours from now with more Modern Combat 5. But let's see how many of you guys we can get in on the action. ESL 1, 2, 3. All the global chat invite will get you in.
Always bet on Duke. It's gonna be 2v1. Right now, so come and even the score, if you dare. Well, could be a little bit one-sided here, I'm afraid. Oh, Duke. You may come to regret that in the end, as the numbers advantage has now fallen equal. Future joining in with our good friend Dulzy. But Duke, actually, I don't think we've seen Duke before, but they're doing pretty well. Managing to snipe down the opposing members of the red team the second that they show their faces. Still a flankeroonie around, as Dulzy attempts to get fresh with the blue team. Will not work out this time round, as Duke with 2/3 of the kills. There we go, first kill through Dulzy, our winner from Mob Crush. Picking that one up for themselves. Samuel P, you're going to come and join in. Excellent stuff. I look forward to seeing what you can do if you end up on the same team as Duke, or if you end up against the monster that Duke has become. Man. Well, Dulzy takes down Duke for the second time. And actually starting to catch up with when we're playing with a very few number of players, the kill count by necessity tends to be relatively low. Aha, we've even got a third player joining the battlefield. I shall call them Smug, or Smirks for short. Exxon, so Samuel P joining in on proceedings. Will be joining on the red side, the team labouring under quite a score deficit so far. Right, Dulzy over on Mob Crush, thank you for your deets. And that will be the end of our giveaways for the night. This will be our last game, so hope you guys enjoy the chance to play on stream. And, of course, if you make any sick plays, make sure to clip them if you're over on Twitch. Let's see, so Future and Dulzy both doing reasonably well. I think Duke is warping the field around them, so able to take out Dulzy. The rest of the blue team collapsing quickly in around them. Uriel Torbio Rojas, whose name I literally have no idea how to say, but welcome to the stream. Glad to have you along. We are just closing out this particular one. We will be back in just over 12 hours with our next iOS Cup. So if you're just coming to the stream for the first time now, do come back then. Or keep an eye on the play.eslgaming.com/modern combat page if you'd like to see when future tournaments will be, which perhaps might adhere a little bit more closely to your particular time zone. If you sign into the ESL website, it will give you your details in your local time, which is pretty convenient, all things considered. Red team actually catch up extremely well. But I think the blue team might still, well, with still having Duke in circulation, it's going to make it pretty hard. Let's drop in with Exxon, who's yet to find their feet, but there's still a couple of minutes to do so. But yes, hola a todos. Hope you guys are
having a nice time and a good evening or morning or afternoon, wherever you might be. There's no way we get up to the score limit, so we'll be able to run out the clock entirely here. Excellent. Oh, get sniped through the wall there by old Smirks. The Dreadeye making that a bit of a formality. Last few potential kills coming through. Duke, of course, leading the charge. Wonder who this Duke person is. I'm pretty sure I would remember that name if I'd seen it before. So I don't think I have. 1 minute left to play. Red team behind by 7. Make that 8. I think it might be too much to ask for an actual comeback here, but some honor to be salvaged among the wreckage. I think Dulzy, the only person who's been able to consistently take out Duke, but not consistently enough to look at any kind of actual comeback here. Duke's old panda face himself has picked up a ludicrous amount of kills so far. Though Dulzy, with a little bit of time out of the limelight, is able to pick up a few for the Reds as well. 5 away. I don't think there are literally enough bodies in the game to allow a comeback here for the red team. So, commiserations to them, and of course, congratulations to the blue team and to Duke, who've been putting on quite a performance for us. For now though, that's been our stream. Hope you guys have enjoyed it, and we'll be back, as I said, in a little over 12 hours with more iOS action. So P, thank you for joining in. I think that was a tough game to take part in, but I do appreciate you making up numbers, and rest assured that I would have done a hell of a lot worse. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.